Welcome to excelinhindi.com. My name is Rajiv and today we will learn how to use the search find function, substitute function, right and left function, and combination of these all three functions you can get the first name, middle name and last name. We will also clear the logic, what is the logic to get the first and middle name and last name. So let's start with the first name, how to get it. The search and find function both are the similar and same function. You need to remember that search is not the case sensitive and find is your case sensitive function. So let's start with the search function. Arguments are find text. What text you want to find from the in the cell. Suppose I want to find the capital G, and within text, in which text do you want to find here? I want to find here, then close it, we'll get it. So you can see here the G, capital G or the small g, it is not considering that is a lower or uppercase, so it means it is not the case sensitive. So G on the first place here. If I want to skip the first one, so you can need to pass the second. So start now, where do you want, from which text do you want to find the G? Suppose here the 13 characters, I want to split the 2 characters, so it found me for the on the 5th cell. Suppose GEORG is the 5th character in this cell, and total length you can get the length formula, the help of length formula. So these are your length of this cell including your spaces. So same is your find function, just change with the find function. So now you will not get the values for this cell. So yes, it is not finding here because it is the case sensitive. If I change the value in the small g, then it will found here. So you can see now I find for the small g, so found here. So same is the substitute function, is also the same functionality is the same. It is case sensitive. It replaces the value from your value, any value is given. Suppose is the value is the substitute. It means the text, which text do you want to consider for replacing something. Suppose I selected the name, text is name, after the old text which text we want to replace. Suppose we have to replace Henry from the cell, or you can simply use the HEN also, both you can replace. After that, new text, if you want to provide any new name in spite of the replaced name, so you can pass here. Suppose I want to pass go, so it will pass it. So you can see Henry HEN replaced with the GO. And here is the one more functionality you can see. Here's the instance name. Instance num, it means if the value is repeated in 2 times. Suppose HEN is repeated in this cell 2 times. I have to replace only one. So it is the argument instance num. Which one do you want to replace, first one or second one? So you can pass through this function argument. Suppose I want to replace the second one, so I will have to pass this 2, and the case sensitive, so I will have to use the small. So you can see the second one, it considered the second one and replaced with the GO, and you can pass simply space, so it will not pass any value. So this is a substitute function. Left or right, also both same function, you can get the value from left side and right side. So text, what is the text, and how many numbers character do you want from the name. Suppose I want find, I want to get 5, so it will provide me the 5. Simply you can use the right function for it, the same, you will get the right values. So now we will use a combination of these 3 functions. We will get the first name, middle name and last name. So first left function we will use. You know that it asks me the text. Now the argument is that how many number of characters do you want from this cell. So how will we dynamically get these characters? we know the left and search, we know the find and search function. Suppose we know that here the space is common in all these three names, so based on the spaces we can find the place of the space in this character. So suppose find, use the find space, the find number will provide me the place of this space in total length. So simply pass it. So you got the first name. So now the question, how we did get it. Suppose total length is equal to 13th, space in this cell on the 7th number. So total length of this cell is 13th. I want to use the left function to get my values. Left argument is text. How many characters I want? I want 7 characters. Simply use the 7 and select it. So it worked like this. So you can check in the formula bar as well. How does it work? Here is the option, evaluate formula. So George Henry is total text. After that, the John Henry is passed. The find function gave me the value here is 7th, and left function got the 7 characters from this name. So now it is evaluated and we got the total name here. So you can also use the F9 function on your keyboard to know how many characters, the space on the 7th number. So there you can see 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. 7th is my space. So also we have to use this for the same thing we have to do for the middle function. Suppose I use it. So we know the total name and we have to get the last name. So what we will do for it? Simply we will use the substitute function here. Substitute. First we have the first value, first name in this cell, and we have total name here. So we know the total name, replace the first name, then put blank here. So where are the middle name and last name? So you will get the value middle name and last name. Where is not, so we can also replace. So once again we will use the left function. Suppose now we want to get the characters from this cell. We know the characters we are getting in this cell, middle name and last name. So now again we will use the first and middle name. Find, or you can use the search as well. Spaces, and copy this formula and pass here and close the bracket. So simply we got the middle name. So how did we get it? First of all we found the first of all we replaced these value from this cell, and it happens here. Substitute function gave me the value F9 only Henry, and the same here, it is repeated 2 times. It replaced the value from there to log ng we got, because we replaced with the Harry from this cell, so value replaced. Now we get the middle name, or also used once again the search function to get the value from this value spaces, so it is also replaced it. Now how can we remove the error from this formula? Use the if error function. It is very simple. If there is any error, you can pass your argument or your formula. So I just simply pass the equal to sign. I don't want to get anything, so you use it and the last, and then pass total blank. So we will check here evaluate formula, how did it work. Henry, then substitute got the Henry. So Henry left Henry we found here, so Henry raised it and 6 character from this cell. We found Henry here. So now this is your last formula. Now simply use the substitute function. We have the character, we have to replace this one, ampersand this one, and then blank. Simply. So you have the first name, middle name, and last name by the combination of these three cells. Thanks for listening. Thanks for viewing. If you like our video, you can also visit our website www.excelinhindi.com. Have a nice day. Thank you.